Hey guys, M4J3FFR135 here, and welcome to my second episode of You Don't Win Anything with Kids, which is basically my series as M4J3FFR135 United on Football Manager 2014. So in the last episode, or the first episode, did a brief rundown of the setup and the squad and things like that. Brief look at the finance screen here. Some of you guys might be green with envy. Yeah, there's quite a lot of money there, but then you see the average wage at the moment is only £5 a week. So I don't plan on using this money at all. It is literally just there to stop my club going into administration. It's like a buffer zone. I plan to not spend any money at all through this first season because I'm very, very happy with the squad I've got already. One thing I will set up soon though is my director of football, who I'll introduce you to very shortly, to sign players for me. Because he tends to go for loan players. That's how I've set him up. So again, not much money will be spent in that area. So, you know, I've mentioned him now, so I might as well introduce you to the staff of M4J3FFR135 United. Obviously there's me in the middle there, Mark Jeffries. Right, at the top we've got the chairman, Monty Moneybags. Like I said, I've got a fairly rich club and he is the financial backer. He's quite strict. You know, he doesn't like his money being flitted away on absolutely nothing. So, you know, if he wants to sack me at any point during the season for whatever reason he likes, then I guess that would be the end of the series. Hopefully he doesn't. In my test ones that I did to make sure that the setup was right, he was very happy with the way I was managing things. So if I can have a repeat performance of that, then I'll be very, very happy indeed. Managing director, we've got Jessica Strictly. And her name basically tells you what kind of personality she has. If Moneybags isn't strict, then she most definitely is. Her patience and interference levels are pretty high. Basically, she just wants to make sure that the club is run properly and not fluttered away down the drain or made to go bankrupt due to poor management. Yep, that's basically her job. She keeps the club running. She's like the Karen Brady of non-league football. And under her, not literally, we've got Francis Grand, who he's sort of the nice guy of the setup. He was brought on board just to not so much finance the club, but to broker deals with the sponsors and supporters and people like that. He's like the chief negotiator of the club. Not much to say about Francis actually. That's just he's sort of a background worker. But the director of football here, Jonathan Searcher. You can see he's got pretty good stats. Now he is here mainly to broker transfers for me because it means I can focus on the football. I am actually a fan of the director of football system, the way it works in real life. I'm against it purely because I'm a Newcastle fan and Joe Kinnear is a bit of an oaf. Apart from that, I like the way it works. It seems to work well in continental football. It means that you have the head coach who goes and actually trains the team and wins the titles, and in the background you've got the guy who's working hard to sign backup to keep the team running, basically. Obviously on this game I'm still able to sign players, but I like Jonathan to do the most of the jobs for me, including offering deals to players that I've already got. It just saves me a job, basically. My deputy, obviously there's me again, hello. My deputy, Gerard Huntington. Again, he's got fantastic stats. You can see that I went on the editor for this one as well. He's not very well known nationwide though, and that plays into my hands because it means that he won't be poached yet. He is there to do, again, I'm lazy, so he does training sessions and team talks and friendly matches. Now, purists among you might be thinking, why doesn't he do all this himself? But actually, if you've actually played this game, the amount of times I have and the number of new games you start, pre-season, like the first 2 or 3 times you start a career on here, it's fun because you get to learn your squad and you get to know your players and you can decide who you need to sign, who you need to sell. I already know my squad. I made them. Therefore, Huntington can take care of all pre-season friendlies. And as for training, it's a bit too technical for me sometimes, so maybe later on in the series I might start doing it myself, but for now, just let Gerard take care of it. He brings me onto my head of youth development, David Youngman, who actually has better stats than Searcher. He is around purely to bring through youngsters, that's what I wanted to say, from my youth team. Obviously I'm a team full of 15 and 16 year olds at the moment, so he's already done a pretty good job, let's just say. He's also there to sign young players for me. If I put a young player up for loan or transfer, it's his job to find them a new club. Again, he just takes care of the transfer negotiations and saves me a job there. But, like I said for Jonathan Searcher, at any point I can interject and overrule him. Coach, Jimmy Myler. I did not create this one. I think this is just because it automatically fills every slot that you've got empty. So it will give you a coach, it will give you an assistant manager and things like that. So in this case I didn't have any coaches, so Jimmy comes in to fill that hole. Peter Grange. Yes, I think I did make him. He's got physio of 20, so yes, I think I did create him from scratch. Again, not much to say about him. His job is just, he's there to keep the team fit as fiddles. Finally, we've got Jacques Olivier, who's a very good chief scout. His job is to go out there and give me names of players that I want to sign, who I then put onto a list for Jonathan to take care of. So yep, that's the staff met and taken care of. We've already met the players, of course, so I suppose now we do a quick setup of tactics and things. Let's just skip through this meeting with the chairman, Mr. Moneybags. I tend to just agree to all this because occasionally you get a piece of info that I don't want to change my philosophy, so I'm quite happy. Yeah, I'll have a press conference, why not? Now it's time to meet Gerard Huntington. Yep, I want to inter-squad friendly, whatever it's called. Yeah, I might as well get a team report. Meet my backroom staff and ignore all their information. Send them to me every fortnight, even though I very, very rarely respond to it. It's just in case. And that's that done. New subscriptions, obviously the obvious ones like Team of the Year for England and the World, English FA Trophy, which we're a part of, Skrill South, South Player of the Year, Manager of the Season, Player of the Month, Manager of the Month, Team of the Week, and Top Goal Scorer, to name but a few. Learn a bit more about the team. We've got some pretty good training facilities at the Goslin Sports Village. Youth facilities, the Jeffries Arena at Goslin Sports Village, that's the youth stadium. Not the best in the world, the stadium. It will get improved. We've got good junior coaching, we've got average youth recruitment. Fierce rivals. These two here, Watford and Stevenage, I feel bad making Stevenage a rival, but it's a local rivalry. Because obviously Welland and Stevenage are very close, and they will actually be next door neighbours pretty much, in terms of how far you'd have to travel to go to all the other clubs. Watford again is a local one, and MK Dons is just because, pure and simple, I hate MK Dons. Let's hold a quick team meeting. And that was that. Nice and simple. There's the squad report, which we'll have a quick look at to find out who's best where. So Quintaka seems to be our best keeper. Liam King, he's actually a goalkeeper, but he's in the youth team, so that's why he hasn't appeared yet. Cartwright and Hogan are our best centre backs. Villa is our best right back, but Klopmas not far behind. He's also our best left back, Klopmas. And yeah, you basically get the gist of it. Bobo's our best striker, Beckhold not far behind, and Wilson. Yep, that's all happily done and taken care of. Meet my staff. Yeah, might as well. See what they've got to say. We'll do the scouts. We won't actually sign anybody yet, though. Yep, scouty scout. I will deal with set pieces later, and captain, and more set pieces, and penalties, and more set pieces, and formation. And yeah, that's that done. I'm racing through this as quick as possible because I know how boring this can get. Right, tactics. I have some preset tactics, which I did when I first started playing this game. Before, I think it was during the beta. Actually, I did all this, and I had to redo it again. Obviously, when the full version came out. So yeah, this is my Jeffries 1, simple 4-2-3-1, but in the wide formation, as opposed to the two wide men playing a bit more inside. And whilst I'm here, I might as well add the instructions before I forget. Before I do that though, we've got a controlling mentality and we've got very fluidity. Does that make sense? I guess so. yeah, I like to play very attractive looking football. So we're going to retain possession with shorter passing into space. We're going to work the ball into the box, and we're going to play it out of defence. Basically, we're going to do a cross between Barcelona, Arsenal, and Swansea. Swarcelona, something like that. We're going to hit early crosses, but we're going to float them in. May as well run at the defence while we're there. We're going to exploit the flanks because I like to play wide, so we're going to play wider. Because of that, we're going to push higher up. We're going to roam from our positions, and we're going to allow our wide players to swap to confuse the opposition defence. We're going to hassle opponents. We're going to get stuck in, because although I like to attack nicely, I like to defend dirtily, because it lets the other team know that you're there. Use tighter marking. We're not going to use the offside trap, purely because I've been caught out too many times in the past doing that. We're going to play with a really high tempo, and we're going to be very expressive. Done. Now the other two tactics. This is the not really attacking, but it's attractive style play. This is the defensive setup. So you can see we still kept the two wide men, and we've got the two centre midfielders, and we've got the striker up front, obviously on his own. What I've done here is I've moved the two fullbacks, two wing backs, and the attacking midfielder is basically dropped back to being a defender. Just gives you a bit more strength in front of the goalkeeper. Yeah, not too much to say about that one. And the third one, Jeffrey's 3, is 4-4-2 diamond, which is actually one of my favourite formations, but it doesn't really reap the rewards that I'd like it to, so I tend not to use it. Team instructions I'm only going to do for my Jeffrey's 1 right now, because this is the formation I plan on using for the upcoming season. So yeah, I think that rounds up this episode, guys. In the next episode, we will look at set pieces and start playing pre-season games, and maybe look at a couple of signings as well if the Director of Football allows it. So once again, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, I will see you soon.